Hello, everyone. I hope traders and investors alike were green on Friday. So we have a huge week. It's always been some of my best performing weeks of the year. When we have Powell, we have CPI Tuesday, then coming into Powell on Wednesday. Remember, the meeting starts on Tuesday. We get nothing out of that. Powell come out with a pre-written speech on Wednesday at 2, and then he does the press conference at 2:30. This is when they ask him questions, and this is when the magic happens. So last time Powell come out, the pre-release speech seemed very dovish, and Powell come out and was super hawkish. The last time he spoke, he come out and it sounded like that they were very willing to do a cut on the rate hike. So this is exactly what the market's looking for. If he does, it may change everything we're getting ready to see because we're looking at a lot of bearishness in the charts coming in. And if this week goes right, all that can change. Powell can kind of rewrite the playing field. So let's take a look at the charts now and we're going to basically have to wait and see to see what Powell says, see how this week goes. It's going to be another play the action week. So here we have the bullish percent index for the NASDAQ. And to me, this is a sell signal. We're broke down below the 70. This one will probably be coming off the list. SPX now has broken down below the 70 as well, the S&P 500. So once again, this is a sell signal to me. Unless Powell changes the rhythm, the market is looking very weak here. Put the call ratio still in the bearish zone. We spent most of the year there. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, honestly, but it is what it is. So we have the oscillators for the NASDAQ. We're at a negative 96. Oscillators for the New York Stock Exchange, negative 107. They're a little warm, plenty of room to move in either direction. The SPX weekly, we run into that downtrend last week. We got rejected back to the 20 weekly there. See if that can hold for support. So this is our 80 lines. And to my opinion, this here was also a sell signal. I was still hoping we could take that downtrend out. Unfortunately, we were rejected there. So we are pulling back in the market as we can see. This is interest rates versus the S&PX. You can see interest rates are still pulling back. The SPX here, the S&P 500, starting to bear flag. So it looks like it wants to pull back with interest rates. US dollar rejected at the 200, still playing around down here. The nine's on its way down. As of right now, this looks like it wants to move lower. So let's see where we can go there. We are flattening out in the MACD here. As long as we hold below that 200. So the VIX, we talked last week about how we were getting in this area, possibly looking for a bounce down here, and this is exactly what happened. So with the VIX on the way back up, be careful because your expiration or your premiums are going to start costing more. So we are back above the 20, basing, waiting on the 9 to come up. We see this set up a lot on intraday. It's a good chance the VIX is getting ready to push up. You can see VIX intraday chart, 15-minute chart. You can see the nice uptrend here. The last couple of days it's been trading flat, but we definitely have moved up. You can see we're trading on top of that 20. This shows you the move up on the 20, and now we're hanging out on top of the 20 right here on the daily. Crude's weak back in the 70 area. One thing to look for here, you can see money is flowing out of crude. One thing to look for here is the United States. Biden said that this is the area that they were going to look to start buying to fill the reserves back up. So it's something to keep an eye on there. Apple, we've rejected at this downtrend, breaking down. This is a bear flag. So you got 3 candles coming up, wedging into a moving average. So keep an eye on Apple, see if we can possibly get a move down. If they come for tech, we'll keep an eye on Apple. But there's just so much stuff going on with the Foxconn plant. And you can see Apple here on intraday chart, big push up on Friday, then a big rejection. Day trader's dream right there. Love them trends like that. Gold was up back above the 200. So your nine's on the way up to try to help push us up. Keep an eye on GDX, GLD, names like that. So this is the advanced decline lines. They are all turned down, just showing a lot of weakness there. Even Abby, big down candle on Friday, still holding the 9. So Abby's been really strong. Every time it comes down off this 9, it bounces. So this could be a place to keep an eye on it. If it loses that 9 on the daily, look for a move down to the 20. AMD, uh, riding the Bollinger Band here. The moving averages are rolling over. We have lost the MACD there as well. You can see AMD here. We're sitting in between this 200 and the 9 weekly for the past 3 weeks. Last week we were able to break down, see if we can find some support at the 9 there on the weekly chart. Affirm, another one just slammed down. New lows, just ugly here. So we are down here putting in a base, see what happens here, see if the 9 rolls down. Like I say, I think Powell is going to set the stage. We could continue trading exactly like we are, but if numbers come out like the market wants to hear it, then we could see some moving up. So basically, Powell can just change the whole outlook of the market right now. All depends on what he says. Um, Affirm here trading very, very flat on intraday. Amazon, once again, just showing a lot of weakness here. And this is exactly what we were expecting out of Amazon coming into this week. Because of this bearish pennant here, it took 2 weeks for the pullback. We have broken below the previous the broken below these candles, below the candle bodies in this area right here. Look for a further move down. AMC, we talked about this evening star up here, and it's just been pulling back. Need the 9s to catch up there, the 9 and 20 to catch up there. AMC intraday pretty flat on Friday, not a whole lot of action there. AMD, you can see we were trading in this little contraction zone, a little channel basically, and we were able to break out of that on Friday, moving lower. And this is exactly what a lot of the assets in the market are doing. This AEO still holding in here well, still holding the 9. AMGN, this is another one. A lot of these big pharma names are breaking down. An ugly down candle on Friday. Held in well while the MACD was cooling off. But look at your histogram bar. Not looking good. A lot of these big pharma names are starting to break down. Just some money rotating, moving around. Amazon, you can see the last 3 days, pretty tight action in there. Let the 9 catch up, see if we can move lower. Like I say, that's just the way I'm looking at the market until Powell, like I say, Powell could change everything, but right now the market really looks bearish. Apple Weekly could not take that downtrend out. You can see right here for 3 weeks it was playing with that downtrend and started moving down lower last week. A lot of bearish news coming in on the Foxconn plant. Art K back down here, bear flagging up into the 9, bear flagging up into resistance. I would keep an eye on all the names that Kathy holds for a move lower if the market continues like it is. Boeing, a lot of things coming out here. We're just picking up one news event after another. Hold, a ton of relative strength here. Money's actually been flowing out of this, but there is a big event expected on Tuesday. We will keep an eye out for that. BBBY. So this was really strong on the way up. And now it's not textbook, but kind of shoulder, head, shoulderish here. We are under the 9. MACD is rolling over. If we lose this little neckline here, look for a move down to your 20. Take the 20 out. We got to clear the 200. Could possibly coming down here for a gap fill. Bitcoin, talked about this bear flag last week. Weekly bear flag into the 9. Daily charts is flat, nothing to see there. Boeing intraday, pretty flat on Friday, but this thing's been making some really big moves. It can be a difficult trader for someone who's trying to swing it. Moves like that are dreams for day traders. And you can see Chewy here, nice push on Friday. Started to see resistance right here to previous candles. I like Chewy better up above those candles if it's going to push. just had earnings last week. You can see this huge move up rated open, and then it just chopped down, chopped lower. So it tried to hold in some strong moves there. XLP consumer staples still holding in here. It is under the 9. MACD is turning. So, but we're still seeing some strength there until these moving averages. So I see this 9 starting to roll over. Definitely seeing it leveling out here. So we're seeing a change in character. When I see it start to roll over, start looking for shorts in that sector. Crowd just ugly. Uh, bear flagging here, but we did put in a lower high. See how we act when we get back to the 9. Just been a tough trading name. CVX, we do have a rounded top here. So we are under the 50-day on the way down. MACD is bearish. CVX intraday, you can see the stair step, just nice downtrend on Friday. And DKS. So we got this contraction, expansion, still waiting to see if we can get the trend. Still got a decent MACD there. DraftKings, we got to take this 200 out of for this to move up. MACD is pinching in. Is this going to trade sideways, or are we getting ready for a move here? We actually have a pushing right up into the moving averages on its way back down. So chart looks like to me like it wants to move lower. Dollar General, same thing. You got a evening star up here. It's not textbook. This candle come down pretty heavy here, broke below these. See if we can get a move down off of this one. MACD looks bearish there. EA, you got this little, it's actually a double top. So we're breaking down out of a double top here. Short move there. Lily, another big down candle. MACD is turned over. See if we can close or open up in the morning. See if we open up under the 9 and 20 on the daily, and that's a place to look for a short. XLE, you can see rolling over here. We have broken below support. ExxonMobil traded pretty flat. It's in a slight downtrend. Ford, once again, this weekly chart isn't trading in a symmetrical triangle, so I would look at your weekly chart. Look for a move down to the bottom of that symmetrical triangle. Draw your lines. I've posted the chart in the Discord. You can see Friday we tried to push back up. Your candle lines there were resistance. 50 would be support. I think it's safe to say we can easily get a move down to the bottom of that symmetrical triangle on the weekly there. FDX, once again, broken below the moving averages, flagging up into, losing the MACD there. Definitely seeing a change in character. For solar, we have broke down here as well. This chart, a ton of relative strength, held in great, but we can see it pulling back now. Google, another one breaking down. Getting a little extended down here. Could possibly, see where tomorrow's candle opens up. See if it'll put in a foundation for a move up. If not, look for a move lower. MAC or Bollinger Bands are pinching there. HD, Home Depot. This is the hour chart. Back into that resistance level on its way back down. Right now, it's kind of trading within this channel. I would possibly watch this if we do push up. Watch for resistance up in this area. And you can see it right here. We have broken or below the 9. See if the moving averages can roll over. We want to start seeing a change in character. We're leveling out already. Looking for a move to roll over there. I would love to see it push up, don't get me wrong, but just changing the way I'm looking at the market until Powell comes out and speaks on Wednesday. MACD is bearish there. Qs, bear flagging, 3 candles pushing up, wedging into moving averages. MACD's turned over. Moving averages are trying to change character. See if we can get them move lower there. Qs once again, nice push up on Friday. Just about to the pre-market levels, couldn't even quite hit them, and then went into a downtrend. Chopped around there for a while. So the Qs on the weekly, bouncing off the 9 or the 20. Found support on the 9. So on the weekly, we're trading right in between the 9 and 20 on the weekly. TLT, the bonds, we did pull back on Friday here as well. Watch your 9 for support. If we lose the bonds, you can trade TBT. That's a short. I would not trade options on it. I don't know what the liquidity is in those options, so I would definitely check those options names. IWM, we've been watching this downtrend here as well. Rejected last week at that downtrend. Just the whole market basically, except for the Dow, got rejected at that downtrend. IWM, you can see we're watching this cup and handle, and it is breaking down. IWM intraday, nice downtrend here, bled all day long. You can see right here, taking out those pre-market levels. Once we got below those pre-market levels, we started to see price acceleration there. JP Morgan, nice bear flag right into your 9 and 20. Your 9 and 20 are trying to roll over. Your MACD's bearish. I would not be scared to open puts here. The only thing I would worry about, well, for one, let's see how we open in the morning. If the market's bearish, if the market pulls back, that's what I would be looking for here. But Powell, like I say, the CPI and Powell can change the way this market looks right now. Lockheed Martin finding resistance up here. MACD's trying to cool off, still holding in, I don't think it's ready for shorts yet. Macy's perfect contraction move. So we got our contraction zone. We broke out, bear flagged up into resistance, pulling back. So that's textbook right there, pulling back, looking for a move down on Macy's. Textbook. Moderna. So we're breaking down here, putting in, or I'm sorry, not Moderna, Mara, putting in new lows. It's just ugly. The whole crypto space is ugly. McDonald's holding in well here. This MACD looks like it's possibly changing character, holding in very well. This is a slow mover. Putting in a little tabletop right here. If we break out, you definitely got some resistance up in this area. Still watching for a breakout. You can also see the 200 here is trying to change character, starting to uh, go into an uptrend here. So that's actually a good sign. It takes quite a bit of work to change the 200 and the angles of the 200. So maybe, just maybe, we can see a move up here. Some of these value stocks are looking pretty decent. Merck, uh, another one, big pharma name that's just been on a big run here. Opened up Monday morning, snatch back down below the 9. MACD's trying to cross, still strong. We're still seeing that gap in between the moving averages like that. They're still telling me there's some momentum in there. So I would be careful trying to go short on those names, but we could be seeing a move down on them. Meta's trading better than some of these other ones, but right now we're wedged in between that 9 and 20 on the daily, so it's a no trade for me until it gets out of there. I'm not even going to talk about the 15-minute chart. As long as it's wedged like that, it's a no trade. MU, so I would draw this new line. I should have drawn it, but we are under this resistance level. We tried to push up and then got snatched back down below resistance, below the 50, below the 9, below all the major moving averages. Microsoft was trying to push up like a lot of other names in the market. Right now, it is trading in between the 9 and 20 on the daily chart. That is not a place to be, at least for me. I'm not touching it due to it being in between those two moving averages. I got to have room to make money. It breaks out of there, I have no problems trading it. But you can see how tight it's trading. Just not interested until it breaks out of that 9 and 20 on a daily. Microsoft weekly, we got rejected at the 9, or I'm rejected at the 20, the 9 support on your weekly chart there. Monday.com, this made a nice move. Finally broke out of this little broadening channel here, the 9 and 20, following price up. I would definitely keep an eye on this for a move up to this 200. See where we open tomorrow. I like it better when that 9 gets up out of that pattern. MU intraday, 15-minute chart. You can see we come back up here, barely pushed up above the pre-market levels and got snatched back. NASDAQ, Still watching this possible double top here. We need to lose this 50. If the NASDAQ, this is NASDAQ composite. If we lose the 50, look for a move down on tech names. Netflix. So we had this little bullish flag right into the 9. We broke out. This thing gapped up on Monday and closed with a gravestone up there. A new core breaking down. STLD is still holding in, but new core is breaking down. These two charts so much stronger than the other steel names, but like I say, new core is breaking down, seeing a change in character here. MACD is also cross bearish there. The video of this chart holding in well compared to a lot of other charts. I was hoping to see a move up above this 200 on Friday, see it close up there. We ended up getting pulled back, but it chart is holding in better than a lot of other charts. You can see the nice trend up, and then we got rejected trading with the markets on Friday. The video last week's weekly chart, strong chart here, held up above this little tabletop here, up above last week's candle. So we are trying to get into an uptrend here. We have changed character. We were in a downtrend. We broke out of that. So it's going to give us a new trend. It doesn't mean it's got to go up. It can trade sideways. It can go down. Got a good MACD there on the weekly. See how trading much stronger than the market. Oxy in a downtrend. I almost pulled this off for this week. We are breaking below the 200. The only thing I left this on, I just want to remind that Buffett usually comes in and buys in this area. So we could see some action there. Palantir testing this support level. We lose this support. 9's on its way down. You can see some pretty tight action there. If we lose the support, look for a move lower. Pendleton back to support right now. We lost the 920 coming up. It is holding the support for now. If we lose the support, watch a 20 on the way down. Look for a move back down. I would say to at least the bottom of this little handle right here. So probably a move back down to 10 if we lose that 20. Looks like be a little on looks like it'd be on the 9 range, actually, the high 9 range. Philip Morris, another value stock, holding in pretty strong here. Flagging back into your 9, trying to push up. Plug breaking down. You can see it tried to flag up to the 9. Didn't even have enough power to come back up to the 9 with those candles. Pulling down. It's weak. I mean, these names are weak. Procter Gamble, another strong value chart. So holding the 9, we are above resistance right now. Previous resistance, which now is support. The 9's above it. I like the chart. MACD is running out of steam now. So if we do get a MACD cross and try to roll over, showing a ton of relative strength here. The chart showing a ton of relative strength right now. If we do try to roll over, we would have to lose this support and lose the 9. Right now, the chart looks good. We may have some more upside in that one. Riot. So you're kind of pushed up above your moving averages, got rejected, pushed up into the 9, got rejected. Looks like it wants to trade flat there right now. Watch it for a move lower with crypto and the condition crypto's in. So we got the SPX chart back down here to previous support. You can see the little flag, how we tried to push up, didn't even have enough power to go to the 9, come back down, breaking below that previous candle body. Watch that doji for some candle line support there. SE, this is a Chinese name, e-commerce name. It's actually the largest e-commerce in Asia. So I like the way this putting in this little tabletop here. You could actually draw a line, get a little ascending triangle out of it. Some people would even call it a flag. To me, right now, it's just trading in its tabletop, and I'm bullish above that level. Right there, the 9 and 20 are on their way up. Not a bad looking chart right now. Shop tried to push. We took the 200 out. I thought we were getting ready to get a nice move out of this one. Broke back down below the 9 and 20. Moving averages or MACD has rolled over. Want to see this 9 start to roll over right there. We did try to wick up into that 200 and got rejected. Closed on a gravestone on Friday. SoFi, another chart, just weak. Very weak. The Diamond, Dow Jones. Nice move up here. but we are breaking back down. This one did take the downtrend out. We are breaking back down. You can see we broke down, flag back up on the way back down. MACD is bearish. The 9 has rolled over, coming over. The 20 is trying to flatten out. So we're seeing a huge character change there. So there's a lot of stocks that are overbought, have overbought conditions that are sitting into the Dow right now. The SPY, this is the weekly trading in this broadening channel, rejected last week. So, we are holding it's the same thing. We're holding the 29s on its way up, holding the 20 weekly, see how we act here. This is the monthly chart of the SPX. I'm sorry, this is the monthly chart of the SPY. So you can see we did take out this trend. So if you look back right here, so this is what I keep looking at, because this is kind of looks like we pulling back, pulling back, pulling back, and then we get this trapdoor. Maybe this push up here getting above that line, maybe this will keep us from the trapdoor effect. I could make, being a day trader, this is a ton of money to be made in here if we snatch back like that. I mean, a ton of money. But there's a lot of people who want to retire, and the retirement's hurting right now. I don't want to see the market open up and just pull back like that. SPY, as much money as I could make I don't want to be selfish. Hopefully the market can hold in and we cannot do the trapdoor thing. And this way, maybe some people can still retire with some kind of, somewhat comfortable. So the SPY, same thing, pulled down, flagged up into moving averages. You're seeing all your moving averages come together, roll over, just a big level of resistance up here. MACD is bearish. Powell says the right stuff. We could blow right through that, but right now, the stage is set for a move down. SPY intraday, you can see we gap down, and here on the SPY, we actually pull back lower than our pre-market levels there. And this is our trend chart for the SPY, the daily. See, we're still holding a long-term bullish trend, but we have lost a medium term, and the short term are showing flashing bearish signals now. Square did not break below this 50 like we were watching for, and did try to push up. Watch this downtrend. Watch your moving averages in that downtrend. If it's going to push, I like it up above that downtrend. I'm not really interested into it until it gets above that downtrend. Taiwan Semi trading in this little flag here, holding in very well. If you look at the weekly chart, this is taking back a long-term support level and is holding it. So XLK, this is XLK's daily chart. We got this gap up here. Looks like there's still a little bit of that left. We hit the 200, started seeing rejection, broke down, flagged back up into your moving averages, wedging back up from the underside of your moving averages. This is a bear flag. MACD has crossed bearish. You can see there is still some money flowing into it, but the money is draining out. I would look for a move down here. I added the monthly chart this week. You can see we tried to push up above this downtrend and got pulled back under. So we did not close above that downtrend. MACD on the monthly is bearish there. Tesla still trading in this bear flag on the weekly. We've been talking about that. Tesla here, we broke down last week. I was actually expecting, hoping to see this try to push up and get this big momentum candle. I was hoping we could see a move up, but just so much bearish news coming in. And, Mr. Musk himself has said that Twitter's going to be his main thing right now, that Tesla and SpaceX have good teams and they will be just fine. So you can see TLT weekly, we have broken above the 9 and 20 here. Rejected at previous resistance, still holding the 20. See how this acts. 9 weekly is on its way up. Tesla intraday chart. Nice push on Friday. This was definitely on the radar. I believe I traded this twice on Friday. Nothing big. I jumping in and out of NVIDIA and Tesla, waiting on SPX to set up and SPY to set back up. So we got Tesla here. Nice push up, pull back, bounced off your 15-minute 20, broke up above, and then pulled back again. MACD pretty much bearish the whole afternoon there. UAL, we broke out a symmetrical triangle on the way up. This has been pulling back. Had an update on Friday. You can see we pulled back pre-market and then grinded back up. Couldn't take out the pre-market levels or anything. Uber just showing a lot of weakness hanging out here. So Uber's hanging out on this support level. You can see the nines on its way down. So just see how it acts. MACD's bearish. It's just trading sideways right now. UNG, nice move on Friday. So UNG's been trying to perk up. We'll look at that chart in a minute. UPS give us this morning star down here. Closed on Thursday. Friday was hoping to see a move up, and Friday we just couldn't do it. Just had no power on Friday. UNG, so we were watching this little morning star down here. This is actually like a Taiski gap or something along them lines, because of the gaps in the pattern. You can see we did move up out of it, closed with a long-legged doji on Friday, but we are holding the 9. Your candle body did close above your 9 there, so maybe we can get a move up. MACD's trying to change character. Unity breaking down after this big earnings move up, bear flagging into the 9, trying to break down here now. So this is all about this candle right now. If this candle opens up below these candle bodies tomorrow, or if we can push below those candle bodies, I would look for a move down. X right into your 9. I'm sorry, right into your 20. We lost a 9 right into your 20. MACD's crossing bearish. Still, I want to see, we're seeing a change in character here. 20 or the 9 has flattened out, but I want to see it roll over, heading back down to the 20. I want to see some character change there in the 20 as well. WBD. So we're getting this rounded top up here, broke down below the moving averages, looking for a move down. MACD is bearish. You got a rounded top, bearish MACD. Have a gap down here. I would look for a move down to the 50 first. I'm sorry, look for a move down to the 200 first. If we take that out, look for a gap fill. Remember, the gaps act as, in this case, it'll act as support. Gaps are support and resistance until they are violated. That's, a lot of people automatically think you're going to get this gap fill. That is not true. Gaps are actually support and resistance until we break into them. And then the other side. So in this case, we would be, closing our window. If we break into the gap, we would be closing the window. We would look for support at the opposite side of the gap. Like 80% of stocks, when they fill the gap, they see a bounce at the other side of the gap, depending on up or down. Doesn't matter whether you're pushing into it or pushing, or it doesn't matter whether you're coming down into it or we're pushing up into it. In this case, if we do take this out, we're going to look for a bounce on this up on the bottom side of the gap, and then for it to actually, usually they bounce and then come back and finish pushing through. So Wells Fargo is ugly here. The daily chart is very ugly. Seeing a change in character down here. Could this possibly be putting a foundation for a move back up? Just a flag back up for usually it leads to a move down, but we pretty extended here. So let's go back to the weekly chart. We could be symmetrical triangle here on the weekly. We could be getting a bounce right here. We've come down here. We found support. We could do the same, and I wouldn't expect no more than a flag up to us, the moving averages, even if it had enough power to hit the 9. Walmart, below 150. We talked about this, below 150, above 150 strong, below 150 weak. So good chance we can get a move lower here for the gap. Look for a gap fill there. We need that 9 to continue rolling over. Got to change them colors on them moving averages there. XLF, once again, moving over. Look, your moving averages have rolled over here. Your MACD is bearish, so your 50 would be support here if we continue lower. I'm sorry, your 200 would be support here if we can continue lower. If we take that out, look for your 50. Got to change the colors there on those moving averages as well. ExxonMobil got this little bear flag here. We are below the 50. The 9 is coming down. It does look like it wants to move lower. My thing with energy is all the energy names, money is flowing out of them. My one thing I'm looking for there is for the U.S. to start buying big oil purchases to fill the reserve, because we are in that area where Biden said that we would be looking to replace that crude that was sold. So I hope everybody has a great day, and I will see you in the trading room.